It was a record set in 1975 by the Belgian cyclist Eddy Merckx, but now, 49 years later, his record of 34 stage wins of the Tour de France has been broken. Britain's Sir Mark Cavendish now holds that record after winning stage 5 of this year's race to move to 35 stage victories. To reflect on this achievement, I'm now joined by the former British rider and now writer for Cycling Weekly, Michael Hutchinson. Really good to see you, Michael. Thanks for joining us tonight. Look, just put this into context for us. Obviously, Eddy Merckx held it for so long. Why has it stood for so long, this record?
It's a really good record. Eddy Merckx was the dominant rider of his generation, and he's still the kind of the go-to when you say who's the best rider of all time. And 95% of people will say it was Eddy Merckx. And it's lasted this long because, yeah, it's taken someone like Mark Cavendish to break it.
Yeah, it was back in 2008 when he won his first stage on the Tour. Did he look like a record breaker back then?
No, he talked like a record breaker. I'll give him that. And he talked a big game, and I think back then a lot of us thought it was going to be interesting to see what that amount of self-confidence was going to do when it got to an event like the Tour de France. I don't think very many people thought we were going to see what we've seen since.
What's it like, though? I mean, you know what this Tour de France is like. It's epic, it's gruelling, it's just probably one of the toughest sports out there. So just put that into context, how hard this achievement is.
The thing about someone like Mark Cavendish is he's a sprinter in the same way that, you know, an athletic sprinter is a sprinter. But he had to get through the first couple of stages of the Tour, which were the 200-kilometre mountain epics that he's just not built for. So he's got to get through those races to get to do the thing he does. It makes it so difficult. I mean, I don't think there's anything else quite like it in sport.
Yeah, and in terms of it, you know, he's a standout performer, isn't it? And he's certainly struggled with performing, hasn't he, at this highest level? That's you know, he's very open about that.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's been, you know, he's 39 now. He crashed out of the Tour last year when he was trying to break the record then. He didn't race the year before. I mean, he's had his struggles. Famously, he crashed out in 2014 in Harrogate trying to win probably the stage of all the ones that he wanted to win more than any other into his mother's hometown when the race was in Yorkshire. So it hasn't been easy, but I guess over the length of a career he's had, you will have ups and downs. Yeah,
absolutely. Where does he rank for you? Because, you know, fair to say that the UK's produced some greats, haven't they? Bradley Wiggins, Chris Hoy, Laura Trott, Victoria Pendleton. Ooh. Where does he rank?
I'm going to make a lot of enemies here very quickly. I mean, he's the best road sprinter that there has ever been. I don't think anyone would argue about that. And that puts him sort of in the very top rank of road cyclists. It gets harder when you come to sort of compare him with, say, Sir Chris Hoy, who was maybe kind of the track equivalent of Mark Cavendish. And they're kind of on a level to me. OK, so what does he do? I mean, you know, he's done it now, hasn't he? He's broken that record. How long does he carry on for? I mean, he said last year was going to be his last year, and then he crashed out of the Tour without winning the stage. He came back this year with a team that was formed really just to do this. I think this is probably his last Tour de France. I think this was kind of the one last mission that he came to do, and he's done it. Clearly, he's in the race now. If he can make the record of 36 or 37, he will do. But I think this is his last season. Yeah, he can hang up his boots. He certainly can. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Michael.